Okay, guys, today was a bit of a tricky day. Um, I didn't really have anything planned for today, but I got an idea that I thought about doing. It's not a bad one. What I'm gonna do first, I think I'm just gonna create that after. So first thing first, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna take the super from the car, and I'm gonna be running it throughout all the F1 tracks in the game, which I believe there's like about four or five of them. I have to actually count properly, but yes, starting with, I don't know which one I'm gonna start with. Just give me a second here, and then we'll get started right into it. Okay, so we're definitely gonna not start in America, so we're not starting with Sao Paulo, so that's gonna be one of them. In Europe we have Spain, aka Barcelona. Then from there we have uh Belgian track, aka Spa, and then from there we have Monza, and then we have the Red Bull Ring. So we're gonna go from Europe, from Japan all the way to America, aka the last track would be Sao Paulo. So what we're gonna be doing today, I'm gonna be running like these feature races, which they have like their levels of difficulty on the actual track. I'll run it in noon because it looks better, and for the time being, I'm gonna be running it this way. So I'm gonna be running it on the second level, which is like, it's not the hardest, but it is hard, but it's drivable, and I'll be doing it with the Super Formula car for each of these tracks, so you guys can see what it's like to drive, like truly race the car, since I haven't really raced a car in any videos that you guys see me driven it in, which was, I think it was just yesterday I drove it in the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a lap. I'm going to go through all of these Grand Prix tracks and do a race, two feature race on them each as possible. And on the after the last one in Sao Paulo in Brazil, I will head to the Nerdschleifer and do 2 laps around the Nerdschleifer, so you guys can get an idea how fast the Nerdschleifer is with this car and how aerodynamic it is around the track with the car. But with that being said, let's head right into Sakia for the first race, which is 2 laps, guys, and it's a lot of racing. You guys get to see a little bit of the aeronautics of the car. So in other words, like, guys, imagine like a Formula 2 car going around Sakia, the F1 track. So let's do it. Alright, let's do this, guys. Enjoy. Yeah, guys, I kind of struggle on this track with this car, to be honest with you. For the fact that I crashed in that exact corner, I am not surprised I crashed in that corner. Because I genuinely... I've genuinely tried to, like, really speed and overtake on that part of the track, and, like, I either spin and hit the wall, or I just crash, as you guys see. So, the fact that I crashed like that, I am not surprised. And this is the intermediate level of the race, so it's a bit more challenging for me. And as you guys can see, there's only one lap left. As soon as I cross that finish, there's only one lap. Sakia is the most challenging one for me. So I'm definitely not winning this race for sure. Okay, I caught up to him. I broke the 10 seconds. Here's the tricky part. Get in this overtake, staying ahead, and don't crash. Right here. Which involves me slowing all the way down. Hello man, how are you doing? Bonjour, comment ça va? Good to see you back. Launch it all the way out. Yeah, this car around Sakia is like so challenging. Even though I've driven Sakia so many times in Formula 1, or in this case F124 and 23. I've driven it so many times. The mechanics are not the same obviously, but you guys can see the difference of like me really like pushing the car through the corners. Like the pushing the car through some of the corners were like so challenging. I had to like brake properly so I don't hit other cars or completely spin and go off track, except for that one corner. So we're gonna look at the highlight of the race, and then we're gonna go to the next track, guys. So enjoy the highlights. Now I'm gonna picture when I do crash, which is gonna happen soon, anyways. So yeah, that first corner, I went into a corner slow, then I went off on the grass because I went off track, but somehow I managed to catch myself back there. Then I crashed into that turn. And yes, guys, I'm running a Red Bull F1 Max Verstappen livery on the car. If you guys are wondering what's on the car, I'm running a Formula 1 livery on the car. This is the corner that I crashed in for the first lap. A little bit too much speed and a little bit up on the stern. There it is. Yeah. I went to do an overtake and yeah, I completely screwed that overtake up. But I got myself back on track, and then somebody else went off track ahead of me, which I believe is the same guy, even though someone thought my car went off track, but there was a guy ahead of me who went off track. Yeah, he went off track. Yeah, the same guy that was in front of me, so that's okay. Yes. last lap by myself. So enjoy the last lap and check out how the car turns around these corners without any traffic. Okay guys, so that was the first run, and that was a great, decent start. Like I said, Sakia is not my best track, honestly, in this game. But this car, to be exact, so the fact that, like, I kind of screwed up the first lap, which makes sense. So I'm gonna take fault for that one, that I screwed up here. With that being said, let's move from Japan.
I didn't understand that.
Oops, wrong phone. Let's move from Japan all the way to Europe. So Europe, the first race we're gonna start with Belgium, since it's at the top, and then make our way to the bottom by going from Belgium, Red Bull Ring, Monza, and then from Monza we will go all the way to the Circuit de Catalunya, or in this case Circuit de Barcelona Catalonia. So we're gonna go from Spa to Red Bull Ring, then we go to Monza, and then Monza to Barcelona, then to the last track for Europe. So let's head to Belgium right now. Let's do this. So we're doing the regular Grand Prix daytime. Let's see. I'm trying to find the best. Okay, afternoon serves the best. So let's go to the afternoon now. This part is truly exciting for me. It's fun driving these cars on this track, and it gives me kind of an idea of like how the car feels around some of these tracks, and I kind of do like them a lot. So feels really good. Car is moving smooth, so I'm very happy about that so far. So let it load in, and then from loading we will head to it right there. Alright guys, so let's do this and let's enjoy the next 2-lap race. So let's do it. Alright. Let's check out the highlights again for this, and then we're gonna head to the next track. Decent drive though, very decent drive. Alright, check out the highlights. Honestly, I'm just loving the way this car is moving around the track, considering the speed that it has. And I know I kind of forced that car up the track, but I had the inside line that I was obnoxious. I just said that. But it is what it is. Honestly, driving this right now on Spa is it feels like I'm driving a Formula 2 car. Not an F1 car, but like a Formula 2 car. Because that's the kind of speed that is giving me the kind of like, the way the body is shaped and how small it is giving me a Formula 2 car. Because this car genuinely is based off a Formula 2 car, but in Japan they use the Formula 2 car as their Super Formula car instead of like a F1 type build car. So it kind of makes sense the way the car shapes, even though it's not a F1 car. It's a F2 car that they use in Japan in Super Formula. But my livery on it, I have a Red Bull Racing livery on it with Max Verstappen #1 on it, because that's my favorite F1 driver, so why not? But the way the car is moving around the track, it's really nice. It feels great. Like, it feels great in the high-speed corners, it feels great in the low-speed corners, and as you guys can see, like, how I'm pushing the car a lot, some of the corners, it feels amazing. Look at the speed on that car. Look at how it's turning around that corner. It feels amazing. I'll give you guys this. I took the inside line there, but I went a little bit too wide, so he's gonna pass me on the left. I believe. I think he tried to pass me on the left. But that's okay. That was pretty fun for sure. Passed me on that side, but I went on the outside, took him on the left one on the inside, slow down to the corner, give them enough room to pass me without crashing the wall or pushing him off the track. So pretty decent flying through those corners. This aerial view, this is my favorite one of all time for that scene so far. This is the only car that does this view. It's giving me when I drive F1. That's the view it's giving me right now. But for this corner, I'm gonna send it back to the cinematic view, guys. Enjoy his last few corners. That was a good save at the end. Very good save at the end. Very, very good save at the end, though. Alright, so that was that race. So like I said, we're gonna head to the next track now. These races are not gonna take long because they're 2 laps race, so they're generally not gonna take long. The next track that we'll be heading to will be the Red Bull Ring. We'll be doing the exact same thing. Yeah, let's go afternoon again. I'm definitely feeling the car. I'm definitely feeling the time right now. The car. At the Red Bull Ring, I had a little bit more challenging effect with the car, so it's a bit like harder to push myself through some of the corners with this car. All right, so with that being said, I will definitely try to be stable with this car going on this track, but on this track is very fast, so, and I really like how it feels. So with that being said, let's get to it and let's do the race and enjoy. The speed on this track is amazing, especially on the long track. Yeah, they had a lockup. I took the opportunity, but he punched right into me, and put me off track. So I had no choice but to go off track to recover myself. These prototypes are crazy right now. Like I said, on this track, it's a bit more dicey. Faster corners, a little bit more faster speed. Slipping through some of these corners, you have to be very on your brakes a lot. That's why she's going into turn 1. I have to be very disciplined on that brake going into turn 1. Also going into turn 3 as well, I believe. Turn 2. Right here. He went way too wide. So I got that line and I went for it. That's how you win the race. Wait for the car in front of you to make a mistake and then take the lead. Slow. Cut the line a little bit to get a little traction off the corner. This one slowed down enough. And just send it all the way through, man. I love this corner on this track. It was amazing. Hence why it's one of my favorite tracks, favorite F1 tracks of all time, though. And then the last part going down the hill is the part where you got to be really disciplined on your brakes going through this corner. Brakes one more time and then turn and send it all the way through. That's a finish line. That was phenomenal. Good race though. Okay, let's check out the islands. The car feels really amazing on this track though. Okay, so the white car forced me off, and I forced the black car off. Okay, fair enough. car feels absolutely amazing around this track. Really, really amazing. Look how it's flying through those corners, man. So yeah, that was it for the Red Bull Ring. So where we're gonna head to now, we will be heading to Monza, and then head straight to Barcelona, and then to Brazil. And as you guys notice the team right now, these are all F1 tracks that I've been driving on, if you guys haven't noticed. So yeah, these are all F1 tracks only. So the same thing on Monza with, yes, with full chicane, of course. Let's go noon because afternoon is a bit gloomy. Let's go daytime. So this one here, Monza for me is a bit tricky. Yeah, Monza is a bit tricky, so hear me out here if you guys see me like go go off into turn 1 and 2, like because like I said, this version of the track is like from like 2023, so I'm not really a big fan of turn 1 and turn 2 on this track. Like, I love Monza as a track. It's like one of my favorite Italian tracks of all time, besides aside from Imola. But turn 1 and turn 2, this version of the track, I'm not a fan of it. This is like from like 2 years ago. That corner has been further updated since 2022, 23, I believe. Because when I played the F1 21.3, it was this version of turn 1 and turn 2, but in 24, there was definitely an upgrade for sure. So track has got better. Here comes Senna's car. Yo, what is going on with that car, bro? I just passed Senna's McLaren. Funny enough, that's a car that I'm actually gonna buy myself. I don't know when, but it's on the list of these. That is an actual Formula 1 car that they have in the game. That was an easy pass. Oh, I passed 2 of them. Coming to Monza is fun, man. After going down the straight, this like right-hand turn, look how fast I go around the corner. Could have braked early on that one, so I didn't have time to turn, but I wanted to send it forward without braking. Careful going into turn 1. I'm not speeding, catching my speed out of turn 1 and 2. We all know the most famous crash that happened in that corner. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton in 2023. Yeah, 21. Yeah, 21 I believe. But either 21 or in 23. But I feel like it's more in 21. I could be mixing up my years on that one, but that's okay. I guess I gotta start working on my Italian. You gotta speak a little Italian for when I come back to Monza. that turn? Not the turn, but that turn. The Parabolica. That's what it's called. If I didn't mispronounce it, it's called Parabolica. Alright, let's check out these highlights and then go to the next track. The start was a bit bumpy because cars were braking a little bit too crazy. So the start was extremely bumpy. Yeah, some of these cars were braking kind of really odd places and slowing down really, really odd places, so it kind of made me crash into a lot of, like, that one, like, it was so slow there, I literally tapped the back of it, and I almost crashed. And that one as well, too. I don't know why it was so slow in that corner, and I tapped the back of it, and sent it off. And these guys didn't even give me a fight to pass. Damn, you can truly see the speed of those cars like going down the stretch when the camera pans to the side of them. You can really see the speed. Ooh, that was a beautiful shot of turn 1 and turn 2. Yeah, that was a beautiful aerial shot of turn 1 and turn 2. Wow, I like that. That was nice. Alright, so we're almost on the final part of the second lap, so. Now, this car is flying around all these F1 tracks. Amazing. With that being said, let's head right into the next track, which we all know we're heading to Barcelona. So. Let's head to Barcelona right now. So, we're doing the one with no chicanes. Like, this is Grand Prix layout, but it has a chicane where it's not supposed to be, which made no sense. Right? And this one says no chicane, which is the actual Grand Prix layout of the track, which I find so weird, to be honest with you. So, let's head to no chicane and time of day. Let's head to daytime. Put on the second one and then let's go from there. Just give it a few seconds for it to load up and then we'll head right out into the race. Alright guys, let's do it. Welcome to Barcelona, guys. That was an amazing run. A very amazing run. Felt amazing too. Really, really felt amazing on that run. That was a very amazing run for that. Let's check out the highlights on it and then head to the next track after this. Enjoy the highlights. Alright. So, for the moment of the truth, let's head to the last Formula One track in this video today. We will be heading to Sao Paulo, Brazil. We will be driving on Interlagos. Yep, so I did Spa, Red Bull Ring, Monza, and then Brazil. So yeah, with that being said, let's head right into Sao Paulo, head into the Americas, and it's the only F1 track at the moment on this side of the Americas. We will be getting an F1 track, another F1 track in December. Hopefully Montreal is going to pop up on this side of the planet here in Canada. So I'm excited for that. Let's head to Brazil. And guys, maybe for a tease later, I can do the really hard one on Brazil for you guys after I do the first race. So I'm gonna do the first one as normal, and then do the last one. Like the first one, I'll show you guys the replay of how the car moves around the track in cinematic view, and then the last one, just run it just to test it out. So with that being said, let's head into this. Enjoy, guys. very decent race, guys. Very, very decent race. Alright, check out the highlights. So, on Brazil, it's a lot faster, so enjoy. And look out for my overtakes. My overtakes were questionable, but very clean. Man, look at the speed I go up this hill with, bro. It's beyond amazing. Look at that speed. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, guys, that was definitely pretty fun. I enjoyed that for sure. So like I said, I'm gonna do another race just for fun, because why not? Which is gonna be the same track, obviously, in Brazil, but I'm gonna do the harder one, because I give you guys the medium race right there, which is only like 2 laps. But now I'm gonna do the same track afternoon, and I'm gonna do professional level, which I might be driving a little bit erratic because I gotta really push the car and get my overtakes good, but let's do it. I'm excited for this. So yeah, this race is gonna be even more like aggressive than the second one. Because the second one was just intermediate. This one is a bit more professional. So, and I believe I am starting in, I think, 20? I think, no, not even 20, what am I saying? I'm starting in 11 for this one instead of like starting in 8. So, enjoy this one. This one's going to be a bit more aggressive. So, let's do it. Yeah, guys, I wasn't gonna win that one, but I needed to at least get the second at least. Because you guys saw how aggressive I was on that drive. So no replay for that one, like I said. Yeah, that was fun. So with that being done, we're gonna be heading to the next drive now, which is basically we will be heading over to the Nerdschleifer to do a run like this one, and then yeah, we're gonna call it end after today. Let's head to the Nerdschleifer. Same thing, but instead of doing like all these other ones, we're gonna do it on the Nerdschleifer, which is like the 20,000 mile one instead of like the 25 one. And 25 one is a bit longer, so, or the 23. So I do it on the 20, and then we're gonna be doing the same amount of laps. This one I'm trying to find the optimal time. Yeah, let's go noon for this one, and then put it here, just to give a little bit of an aggressiveness pushing through this track, because it's a very long track, and I believe it's one lap. So I'm excited to run it this one. I'm excited to run this one, and then yeah. I know the team was more like running on F1 track, but I said to give the video some excitement, I need to run this car in a race on the Nerdschleifer at least once on video for you guys when I'm not just doing a regular run. So it is a one lap race, and what I'm going to do after this, I will come back on the Nerdschleifer and do another 2 laps, but with no racing, just me driving and running the track. So let's do this and enjoy the race. that was beautiful. Man, the way this car was moving through some of these corners, man, it was flying through these corners. No wonder they say having F1 on the Nürburgring is too dangerous, bro. The way that car is flying through those corners, man, all it took was one hit against the wall and car's done. Check out the highlight, guys, and let me know what you guys think. Because I know that car is flying. So enjoy the highlight. That was definitely amazing, guys. That was an amazing run. That was a very amazing run. Very, very amazing. So what I'm gonna do for you guys right now, as you guys saw that was one hell of a run. I'm actually going to make an official lap time around this track. Um, as a time trial, because as of right now on this specific version of the circuit, let's put it back. Let's go noon. So on around this specific circuit, I don't remember what my fastest car was on this track. It's gonna show me in a few seconds when I finish loading. I'm gonna do another time lap on around this track with this car to make it an official time lap to see what my fastest time would be. I'm not even sure what it is. I know it's a GT car, so it's probably my if not my Porsche. Let's see. So it is my Porsche 911 GT3 RS 1999. Is it 99? I don't know. Hold on. Let me check the scoreboard to really sure. Yeah. No. 2022. I remember what that was. I think that was a PPs or something. But my fastest lap time right now is 6:47 point 3. Let's see what I can do with this car. Official lap time, I'm gonna set it right here, right now, on live camera. So, let's do it. Enjoy it. much speed, guys. Way too much speed. Way too much speed. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a second lap, and hopefully the second lap is a bit more fast, is a bit more clean. I didn't want to crash there, but I was coming around there with too much speed, so. Guys, all it takes is one speed bump for me to go off track. Crash, as you guys saw. Still gonna have the fastest time on the board with it. So even with that little bump that I had, still giving my fastest time. I'm gonna see if I can break it down again by even faster. We'll have to see when I go around for the second run. So, but so far right now, the fastest time is gonna be around like 6 minutes, I believe, if not 5:50. Yep, exactly right. Like I said, it was 5:50. So let's try this again. Enjoy it. Well, guys, that was a lap. That was a lap. That was a very interesting lap. So let's cut it right there. Um, so the official time, as you guys can see, is 5:47. I cut my time by a lot because yeah. So my first lap was really great. Uh, my first few sectors, like as you guys can see, are green. First lap were all green, and then in my second lap, the first three sectors were not green at all. But in the fourth sector, in the first lap wasn't good, but in the second sector, in that sector, in my second lap was green, and then in the fifth sector, in first lap was green, second sector was not, and then in first lap, sixth sector was 22.9, and the other one was 22.9. But like, look at the end. This is 22.990. This is 940. So that was a great lap. And for 6, 7, and 8 were all green sectors in the second lap. The first lap, in the first lap now, in the ninth sector, I did a 23.7, which was way faster than second lap, which was like a second off, I believe, or 500th of a second off. And then in the 10th lap now, I did 33.3, which was, I believe, like a few hundreds of a second off. And then in the last two laps, in the first lap, the last two sectors in the first lap, I did green, really great sector. But in the last two laps of the second lap, I didn't really cut that much time off. I think the time was a bit more, but as you guys can see here, the time difference. I did a 5.50.2 first lap, and then I did a 47.4 in the second lap, and I was like 2.2 seconds off my first lap time, which was good. So that was a really great lap. I'm not gonna run those laps again because it's long. But yeah, as you guys can see, it's the fastest time on the top of my time sheet. Show you guys a bigger picture before it disappears. Yeah, top of my timesheet, fastest time of all time right now. It is my it is the Super Formula car. So with a 547. And you know what's crazy? Believe it or not, that 647 that you guys see here with the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, I just did that like what, like a few weeks ago. Yeah, I did that on October 21st. That's when I did this, and now I just put in another fastest time with a different car, literally today, and I did a 547. Like that's like almost like 3 second difference, which is crazy, but still fast. But with that being said, yeah, that's today's video, guys. Definitely happy for this. So yeah, we're gonna head back, and then from here we are going to do some really exciting stuff. So that was it for today's video for sure. Definitely did a lot more than I would have liked. And yeah, guys, I really much appreciate the support that you guys give me today and all the love for all those who are watching at the moment. I'm really excited for you guys to join today, and I'm happy that you guys enjoyed the content. And just to do a little view of this again, in December we're getting an update. It's called Spec 3, and I'm excited for this update because we will be getting 2 more F1 tracks in the game, which is going to be the Yes Marina F1 track in Abu Dhabi, which I will be gladly happy to run this Super Formula car on the track, also with the Formula 1 car that I will get, the McLaren Formula 1 car, as soon as Ayrton Senna's Formula One car, the McLaren, and then obviously right here at home in Montreal will be the Montreal Grand Prix track as well too, which I'll be excited to run both these cars on. So I'm looking forward to adding more F1 tracks drive on the game. So with that being said, yeah, thank you guys for joining, man. And wherever you guys are watching from, don't forget to click that like button and that share button. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video. And with that being said, have a good evening, good night, good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you guys are in the world. And peace out.